All right, we're at Man Swallowing Falls, and one of the places that again you're tasked to come to, and it's fairly early in your quest as an Arisen, is the Watergods altar. And when you come here at first, your pawns will comment on it, and each successive time you come, they'll give you more information about the place. Like at first, they just sort of comment on, you know, what it is, and then they'll comment more and more. And post game, you can actually run into just if you just explore this on your own, you will run into a dragon in here who talks to you and explains a little bit about like your choices. So um, when you confront the dragon, you're given a choice, two choices, really three if you think about it. One is to face him, and if you have a beloved, which most people do, or the game chooses for you, do you um, confront the dragon and save your beloved, or do you run away? So if you turn away from the dragon, you find out, oh, you get infinite power and wealth, and you're now the ruler of Grancis. And so through that, you find out, oh, Edmund Dragonsbane, the Duke, that's the choice he took. There's clues along the way, of course, um, especially if you follow the Eleanor quest line. You'll find out that he um, obviously sacrificed his beloved, and now, after time, um, he regrets that choice. Uh, he he takes a wife, and it's implied that it's his second wife, Eleanor. Her name is the same as his beloved Eleanor, and that he regrets it now. Um, that there's nothing he can do about it. So you, when you come here post game, just on your own without a quest, you'll meet a dragon who will talk to you. And he's one of the few that talks to you straight up in English, um, or presumably the language that you have your game in. Um, and he doesn't speak in Latin, and then you hear him in English. He actually speaks straight up in English, at least to me. And as you defeat him, he'll um, ask you, are you going to become a man, a dragon, or something else? And I always take that as the something else is what Ash becomes, which is part of the daemon, um, because by rejecting all of the choices, that's what um, Ash became, was a demon, because he cursed it all. So but what's interesting is we were at a place in the catacombs where the earth gods were worshipped. So now we're at a second place, and we're gonna get doused as we go through here. So pardon that. And let's see what the pawns have to say once we get in here and everybody's dried off.
Scholars of the faith gave the Watergods altar its name not long ago. It's a place of worship for flaming light, the clerics of the old gods.
So for clerics of the old god, this was a place of worship, and they sent their, presumably their
All so they
priests in
say.
training,
In truth, no one knows for sure who built this place, or why.
and your pawns are kind of imparting to you information that, that's what's said, that um, the clerics of the old gods came here, but no one really knows the truth these days. And as we look around, it's hewn out of rock, again, very Neolithic, propped up. You're again sort of, you're behind water, but you're also, it's very deep. So you're behind the falls. The walls are wet. They're very wet, as you can see. Um, and I want to say Sam from S7 Gaming during one of his streams, and he had downloaded one of the textures, and you could actually see, we can see it here. And again, I'm on my PlayStation 4, but you can see that the walls are literally streaming water. And of course, we got rats and bats and everything else that's snakes, everything else that's sort of um, associated with places that are dank and damp and wet. And there are also saurians here um, as well. And we've got, you know, skeleton sorcerers and ghosts left behind here. So um, this is the Watergod's altar, and so we have a god of water that was worshipped here apparently. So you have the god of earth, and now you have the god of water. And I'm not sure if he's here because I have, you know, done a quest here and defeated him, but he might be here. So we may have to, you know, take care of all of our friends that obviously respawn.
Let's drain this water as well.
Okay, so the water is back. And we're post game, so the water's back on the floor below, as you can see. And I am not sure if he's here. Let's find out.
A strange trick of fate to meet a fellow countryman.
And sure enough, he is.
So be it. Mayhap there is a new truth to be found in Dragon's Hold. 'Tis the will of the world would stand against me.
The heart, Arisen! Attack the heart!
Which shall we be? Man, dragon, or aught else?
So I do believe he is referring to, are you going to be, you know, turn into what you are, which is a man, keep your form. Are you going to fall to a dragon and become one, fall to the dragon and become one, or are you going to become cursed? And he's definitely, you know, referencing that here. And when you come here for the quest, I don't remember the dragon ever talking. I just remember coming here and then the dragon's here at the offering site and you defeat him and then you've completed the quest, which is a notice board quest. But yes, we're definitely here, and it's sort of symbolic that you've got a dragon at the offering chamber. So apparently this is where, you know, in past times, and there is the same sort of structures that you see in churches, um, where you have the altar area. It's all been bashed down and destroyed.
I wonder what's inside.
Possibly water has done it. Who knows? But it's the Watergod's altar. So we have water, and old gods were worshipped here, so earth and water. And again, this contributes to that feeling that this has all happened before, and that your world is older than you first understood or knew when you first became Arisen. And I find it interesting that this is not Neolithic at all. This is quite medieval. So we've moved forward in time as well. So we had the earth gods, and now we have the water gods, and this is um, more medieval. And we even have some light penetrating here um, into this place. So the water gods altar. Let's visit the next place where more of the old gods are referenced.